Teddy Keckstead from Forex Trading Unlocked, and we are here on Tuesday, June the 1st, 2021, with a Forex market analysis for you for June 1st through the 4th. Before we get into this webinar, we want to remind you with our disclaimer that this webinar is for illustrative and educational purposes only. All right, and then also, if you have not done so already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Forex Trading Unlocked, or our Twitch channel, Forex Trading Unlocked, and also check out the book, High Probable Japanese Candlestick Patterns, available on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle versions. We'll be going over some of these high probable Japanese candlestick pattern signals in this webinar as we get through the different markets. All right, with that being said, let's get to our live action screen. We have the Forex-Trading-Unlocked.com website pulled up for you here. And also, if you have any questions on Twitch or on YouTube, please leave your stuff in the chat, and we will get to your questions while we're going through this webinar. And then we will also, if we don't get your questions answered and you're watching this video after it's been recorded, please leave some comments for us, and then we will answer those comments as well as possibly introduce them into our next webinar afterwards. So, with that being said, we have our homepage up here, forex-trading-unlocked.com. And what we're going to do here now is go to our Market Analysis Education tab, click on the Forex Trading Unlocked workstation, and here we're going to toggle down, and we're going to skip past the numbers, and we have the Euro US dollar is always queued up for you. We're going to get rid of this little noise here and make things a little bit bigger. All right, so the Euro US dollar tried to hold on to a rally today earlier, but is having trouble this afternoon as we wind down the trading session for the first trading day of the week in the U.S., second globally. We're coming off the holiday. We're starting summertime markets. Key things to pay attention to is the fact that the 30-year Treasury bond did sell off a little bit today. Oil is up today. Gold is slightly lower today. These are things that will possibly have repercussions for the currency markets. We'll see how they impact them as the week goes on further. Right now, we do have an active live signal here in the Euro US dollar. We have this bar here is a high probable Japanese candlestick pattern. It is a bearish engulfing line. So we're going to see bearish, bearish engulfing line. Oh boy, my spelling is horrible today. There we go. Sell signal. All right, so bearish engulfing line sell signal. So what does that mean? Well, that's this where the body of this candlestick here absorbs the whole body of the previous day after having made a higher move high. The sell signal came down and traded lower for 3 days and then hit this low area here, which is just off of our initial target area for the sell signal, for if it's just a short-term counter trend correction. As you can see today, we've made higher move highs over the past couple sessions. However, we have failed to take out the high before the trading signal. So the levels to key off of right now are the low set from 2 sessions ago here around $1.2134. Any failure from there confirms fresh weakness and the ability to press support down even further towards at least $1.21 even, and then we have these key swing lows here that we will use as other price targets. Ironically, if you use these swing point targets here, this $1.1984 comes out to be a major 50% pivot, and a couple other numbers come in there as well for other indicators. So right now we are keying off of these levels. Below here we are bearish, looking for newer move lows, and above here the trend is your friend with higher move highs, and I would not expect any major explosion to the upside. I think if anything we are due for a potential correction as oil now gets back above $67 a barrel and starts to pressure that $70 mark over the next few sessions, I would believe. Remember, there's oil numbers that come out tomorrow. When those oil numbers come out tomorrow, I have a very, very sinking feeling that we will start to get another big move in the euro US dollar. Hey, Hash Brown, Bitcoin is going to 10,000 exactly as predicted. We got a little chat here on the YouTube. That is very possible. That is very possible. Oops, spelled that wrong. Sorry about that. I was typing very fast. So we have a little bit of comment here from Hash Brown. We will be brushing over Bitcoin in a little bit as well. So let's get through some of these Forex currencies. And then for Hash Brown, we will take a look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Monero as well. So, okay, we have the Euro US dollar right now. We're looking for a breakout. Should we take out this $21.34, the sell signal will be amplified, and we're looking for a test of $20.54 down to $19.84. This area here most likely is going to be the extreme for any sell-off, somewhere into this area right here. I don't expect any major sell-off beyond this. Now, what could precipitate something like that, where we start to see the euro get down into this $1.18, $1.17.5 area? We would have to see a very big rally in oil and a big sell-off in treasury bonds, meaning higher interest rates. Now let's look at the British pound US dollar. And as you can see, we had made a higher move high today. This is where you want to key off. If you're an aggressive short, I would say use the high of today as your risk level. Anything above here, the trend is your friend. Momentum is still bullish. It's very hard pressed to be a bear in this environment right now, especially with oil rallying right now. However, with the interest rate sell-off in the treasury bonds and 10-year markets, that means higher interest rates, which that could give a little pull and add a little resistance to the pound US dollar trade. So we'll have to be mindful of that. This here is a potential bearish engulfing line sell signal forming right here. So now the key word is forming. This has not occurred yet. We are not going to try and get ahead of ourselves, okay? But after today's close, which will happen in the not too distant future, in a couple hours, if we were to settle where we're at now, then we have a good chance at setting a nice little correction in motion. So how far could that be? Well, we're going to go first, we're going to judge it off of this swing low here, and we'll go to this part right here. So there's not much on this one, but we'll go to our 50% rule for this one, okay? And then we're going to stretch it down to this major swing low here. This is a more optimistic sell-off target right here. I would say that odds are very good that should we get a bearish engulfing line sell signal today confirmed, remember it is only forming, don't try and second guess or get in front of a signal, because there's plenty of reasons why this market could snap back and end up on the highs of the day before the close. But this is our potential downside target area. We have to wait and see whether or not we pull off a bearish engulfing line here. Alright, see, do we have anybody on the chat on Twitch? Hey, all right, U.S. dollar Canada from Lemliardy. We will be touching off on that in a little bit, so stay tuned. U.S. dollar Canada is part of our oil trade with the Forex markets, so we definitely will be getting to that in a little bit. So oil, once again, is something that could hold this market up. With interest rates possibly going higher, it'll be a tug of war. I think that it will be a little bit of a grind, you know. So, but we'll see. However, here is something you might want to take a look at if you're a British pound guy. Or lady, that is. British pound, Japanese yen, okay? This market is in a major bull market. It's having a little bit of a sell-off right now, which I think is just profit-taking. I would be very mindful of this one because it's very possible for, especially if if the numbers come out bad tomorrow for oil stocks, and if oil starts to rally up towards that $70 a barrel, odds are very, very likely that this little sell-off here is going to reverse gears, and we will see the market up back above this 156.38 area, targeting new move highs. So be very careful about being a bear in this one. Most likely we are going to see a bullish breakout with this currency here. So now let's go into the US dollar CHF. US dollar CHF, you can see that the US dollar is under a little bit of pressure here. Not very much. It's kind of a quiet day in many of the currencies. It did try to sell off a little bit more, but it's having a little trouble holding that. Interestingly enough, we know the trend is your friend, lower move lows and lower move highs consistently being made. So we'll key off of this low from last week. Any trading below there just keeps this bear a grind lower, testing support. If we can get a breakout above this 90.33 area, that would confirm higher move highs after a higher move low, which would put this market in a short-term neutral phase. Not necessarily bullish, but short-term neutral. We do not have a signal here, but we do have a signal. Remember, it's in the euro US dollar. If that continues to go on a slide and resumes the testing of support, there's a very good chance that US dollar Swiss will challenge this 90.33 area. So key off of the euro, looking to see if there's weakness or strength there. The same as with the pound US dollar. If the pound actually does continue to sell off, there's a good chance that the US dollar Swiss might get a little rally. So we'll be watching that over the next couple sessions, but right now we do not have a signal there. All right, US dollar JPY. Let's go back to this market here. We're going to get to that Canada very soon, and the cryptocurrencies as well. So US dollar, Japanese yen, very tight range today. Odds are very likely that we will be challenging higher move highs. We are coming off of a higher move high from the other day, and we have been making nothing but higher move highs and higher move lows. So that is consistent of what? An uptrend. So until we have any signal to at least give us a counter trend trade, we are looking to buy into this dip area here. Definitely a breakout of 110.23 has us targeting higher move highs all the way up to at least a 111.5 up to 112 even. We even have 114.5 in our longer term sights for this market. Now that would be indicative of a couple other things happening as well. One would be that oil starts to continue to rally and gets above 70 bucks a barrel. If we have oil above 70 bucks a barrel, I really cannot see how it's possible that the US dollar yen will be trading below 108.55. So this is key support here. We are not looking for a failure here anytime soon. All right, now let's go to the Australian dollar, US dollar. This is a range trader's delight and a swing trader's nightmare. Still telling you, just stay away from this trade. It's a grind. If you look at this chart over the past month and a half, let alone the past few months, it's been slightly bullish, but basically it's been chopping around in a very neutral, wide range trade. Hands off on this one until we have a signal. We don't have anything to go off of right now. We're waiting for a breakout. However, for your range traders, definitely I would say key off of this here area around 76.72. as well as the recent higher move high up here of around 78.94. Anything in between here, it's no man's land, and I would be aware of what's going on. New Zealand dollar, US dollar. This one, on the other hand, continues to make a grind higher, higher move highs and higher move lows. It's getting a little tighter. It's winding its coil, looking for either another extended breakout to the upside, or we're going to start to see a correction to the downside. I would key off of this, 73.17 area and 72.11 area. Any move outside of this range will help to catalyze a new, fresh trend trade. But right now we are just looking at it slightly bullish, and it is a range trader's delight as well. We're waiting on a signal. There isn't one, so do not try and press it. All right, let's go to the US dollar Canada by request. We are now here. All right, this one is for Lurde on Twitch. So thank you for your question about the US dollar Canada. Now, interestingly enough, look at what happened here today. We made a lower move low. So after a lower move high, very bearish. Now it's higher on the day. I think this is just profit taking, especially with oil looking like it wants to break out to the upside. If that occurs, I do not see any rally or extended rally for that matter going on in the US dollar Canada. Should we get a pop up above $1.2203, this is what's necessary to confirm higher move highs and at least a neutral outlook. And I would use really a lot of caution with this one, folks. If you're going to trade the Canada, I would look for rallies to sell. Main reason being is that right now oil is very high and it's spiking. It's very likely that we are going to see oil spike some more. If oil does spike, then that is going to help add a lot more bearish pressure to this trade. Now, am I saying that it's going to sell off in a big way? Absolutely not. What I am telling you though is the trend is your friend, and as long as oil remains in a bullish market, US dollar Canada is going to continue to erode. Now there's also some geopolitical reasons why, because of the relationship between America and Canada that has sort of been, I wouldn't say um, uh, put up on its ear, but it's definitely strained over the last few months, ironically, which I really didn't see coming for sure. So I think that's also adding a little problems to it. I think the dollar strength that you're seeing right now is not because of uh, any real dollar strength. I think it has to do with the fact that the Treasury bond market and the 10-year market are sagging a little bit lower today, meaning rates are getting higher. So that makes the dollar more attractive. So we took out the lows, made a lower move low, and then boom, we snapped back. And that's because of higher interest rates giving the dollar a little lift. But overall, the dollar is not going to get, I think, enough buying momentum to really spark any major correction higher. Like, we haven't really had a correction since the middle of March here. We rallied up to this area, chopped around, and then even spiked up here before we fell apart. But look at this. Ever since the mid-May, we've been trading all the way into June, or excuse me, mid-April, excuse me, trading all the way lower into June, setting a lower move low today on the first day of the session. So let's see if I've answered your question here for Lamerde. Let's see, US dollar question. Okay, now we have another one. Hi, are you trading live today? Currently, right now, I do have some positions on, but they are in the options markets. Right now, we had a Euro US dollar position that we eliminated back on Friday because we were close to our target level, and with a 3-day holiday weekend and with thin trading, it was just the right thing to do, was to get out. Currently, right now, I have some oil option spreads on. I also have a Treasury bond position on. I am short from earlier today. And then I chopped around a little bit in the yen. It was a tight trade today. I was trying to buy it at the wrong moment, and it just didn't work. So, but yeah, right now those are the only markets I'm actively in as far as currencies and futures. So, but we are looking at the British pound. So today, this afternoon, once the markets are closed, if that bearish engulfing line sell signal does form, then we will be putting on a signal. So as far as US dollar Canada right now, we're looking for a rally to sell. Let's go back to where we have potential signals. So British pound, US dollar, remember we had this bearish engulf. Look at this, since we've been speaking, since we even talked about this one, made lower move lows. This is great. Let's check out the hourly. Yeah, this is looking... Yeah, we made lower move lows on the hourly, confirming a definitely short-term corrective trend, and I think that we will get our negative close here coming up within the not-too-distant future. Once that does occur, then folks, I think we will definitely see this market slide even lower back down into this area here. So as far as live trades, fresh live trades for a signal, for O3J La on Twitch, yes, we will be putting on a fresh trade, most likely sometime later this afternoon, early evening Chicago time. So I'm not sure where you guys are at, but we are on basically the Board of Trade CME time, so in Chicago. So with the Chicago markets, that's where our time frame is originated on. So we will be looking at that signal later. And as far as price targets, definitely we have this $41.28 in the short run, but that's really not much for considering the risk. So should we get this trade, I'll give you at least a couple basis points. This $42.52 will be our risk level. Anything above here, we will be stopped out. We will be getting short around whatever the closing price is of today's bar, and then we will be looking for a test of this $40.27 area here. Now the key thing is this is right near a swing low. Should we get down into this target area, that will mean that we'll have made a higher move high after and a lower move low no matter what, which would put this market on edge for at least a short-term correction, which maybe might last for the next week and a half to 2 weeks. We'll see. Hopefully that'll be nice if that does occur. We'll have some price targets for you in our next webinar. In fact, we do have, for those of you that are not familiar with our channel, let me pull this up. I think I got it. Yes, we have Tuesday at 10 p.m. Okay, so I'm going to pull this over real quick, if you look at our Twitch channel, Forex Trading Unlocked, when you come down to the bottom near here underneath the display for current videos, and we have a now live, obviously, because we are streaming live to you, but a Tuesday at 10 p.m. tonight we will be having a webinar. We're trying to figure out our schedule for the rest of the week. We haven't gotten that in yet, but if you're a Twitch subscriber, you can at least plan ahead by looking at that. Okay, so we will be talking about that British pound US dollar sell signal later on this evening. So at 10 o'clock, if you want to tune in, now that is Central Standard Time, Chicago time. So if you're out east, that would be 11 p.m. In California, I think that would be 8 p.m. I think there's a 2-hour difference now because of daylight savings time. I always forget which time of year it's 2 hours. So anyhow, that is the time frame for later on. Now let's get to our cryptocurrencies. We want to go look at the BTCUSD. So Bitcoin US dollar has been under pressure here for a while, coming off its highs in a big way. And let's see. All right, interestingly enough, let's get this. Let's get some stats here for you since we're looking at this. All right, so Bitcoin USD, which by the way, anytime you want, you can go to our markets tab here and just go down to Bitcoin and it'll instantly pull up a Bitcoin page. But since we're working with the workstation page, let's take a look at this. So interestingly enough, Bitcoin over the past year, let's pull this up, performance, is up 251%. The last year to date, though, however, it's only up 24.24%. 6 months, it's up 10%. But if you could start to get in the shorter term, I mean, look at 3 months, down 38%. Basically, if 1 month, it's all happened in the last month, down 36%. So it's rather weak right now, obviously. You know, there's lots of news in the crypto space that has been triggering these little sell-offs. Not that any market is immune to corrections. Current cryptocurrencies obviously are not either. So since we've made these lower move lows and lower move highs, we're going to key off this 41,000 level as a potential upside breakout area. And to the downside, we have right around this 30,000 here. Basically 30,000. It's kind of crazy when you think about this range here. You have a $11,000 range for where you're looking for a neutral range trade here. So for Bitcoin, obviously we are rather neutral right now to bearish. As far as selling this market in any type of space, like in the you can use the CME E-mini and also mini Bitcoin futures. I would be careful with those. Make sure that you're well aware of how to trade those leveraged products and what kind of margins you need, because they're very expensive. If anything, I'll be looking to be the buyer in the cash markets and look out for, when instead of selling, to sell out of what you have. If you want to go short, I'd be very careful and leery of trying to sell any of these cryptocurrencies just because of the inability to get out at a very quick speed when you really need to, should there be some big market reaction. So especially to the short side, I'll be very cautious. Right now we don't have a signal, but we are looking for a breakout one way or another of these two here. So long term right now we are pretty neutral. Short term we're pretty neutral too. On a daily basis we're just in la-la land waiting for a breakout here. It's a tough range here. We'll see how things manifest. Let's go a little tighter here. I mean, as you can see, we've been trending lower since the middle of April. And we had a nice little first leg down here, and then we rallied up to here, setting off the next extension of the correction. So we have our third leg down, which you could basically say ended here. Now this is key if you really want to get an idea of what we're looking at here. This support low here at around 31,200 is the big support base. If we take this out, that confirms lower move lows after a lower move high. Okay, now should we take out this 41,000 level here and rally above here, that makes this low a higher move low after a lower move high, and then which then is followed by a higher move high. So that sets the trend as neutral to higher. So we may be basing here right now. So it's critical to key off of these levels here. I know it's pretty wide, but then you're used to it because that's what Bitcoin is. Now let's take a look at ETHUSD, Ethereum. Here's another market that had a nice little corrective sell-off. This one's acting very similar, making lower move lows and lower move highs. I would key off of this last recent low right here as the base. This may be the base right now for the next wave higher. We'll key off of this lower move high here for an upside breakout level, and I would say that downward pressure is all right here at 2,914. Below here, it's a range trader's delight, selling it into highs and looking for a snap back. Now, should we take out this low here around 2175, that would be an indication that we definitely are looking for an extended correction. One of the main reasons being why is if we take out this low, that means it's a lower move low after a lower move high, and we're starting to continue that trend lower. Should we break out to the upside here, totally takes us off that scenario, and it has us looking at a base for Ethereum, looking for a more momentum to build and buying pressure that will lift us back up towards this high that was set back in what was it, on May the 12th. So that's what we got for ETHUSD. We have another crypto we're going to take a look at now. Let's look at the XMRUSD. Oops. No, not XMR. It's going to be Doge. That's the one we wanted. That was the one that people wanted. All right. So we have Dogecoin, and people have been talking about this. This one continues to wind its coil. This is the one I would really, really use caution with. If you're looking to buy this, I would look to buy it right when it takes out this 21-cent area here. Look to buy it somewhere in this zone. If this thing really has validity, you'll find support in this area somewhere around here. This would be our target level. Should we get a breakout above this area here of around 59 cents, let's get a little tighter there. Okay. Oops, a little lower. There we go. Around 59, yeah, 59.31. This is our upside breakout level, and anything below here, we're looking for it is to chop around and basically leak back down into this target range here. That's really where we're looking for the market to go. There's more reasons to look at Ethereum and Bitcoin because of the technology and some others as well, like Ripple and what have you. Dogecoin, the question is this technology ever going to get really latched onto and utilized? That's a big question mark, and that's why I would be very careful and leery of this. If anything, I would look for a break to buy once again down somewhere below this 21-cent area, even below around 10 cents area. Then, as far as a looking to buy into it and for a longer term investment, or even for a trade, looking for a snapback to the upside, I think you have good potential here. Where it's trading at right now, I just do not see that happening. All right, do we have any questions on Twitch or YouTube? We don't seem to have any more questions right there. We've answered the Canada questions. We answered the crypto questions. So let's see, what else can we talk about here? All right, well, one thing you want to do and remember is that you come to forex-trading-unlocked.com. From our website, from our homepage, you can always see when we're streaming live. Like right here, this shows you this little thing because it's in review. We have last week's analysis up because right now we are filming and broadcasting the new analysis. So also from our navigation bar, you got our products, courses, and services. We have mentoring, trading courses. We also have high probable Japanese candlestick patterns, which we mentioned in this oh, thanks for the analysis. Oh, thank you, Sparty Bus. Really appreciate always all the thank yous that we get from anybody out there. It's always appreciated. So yeah, once again, for Forex, for high probable Japanese candlestick patterns, if you check out this page, we have a little YouTube video that's prepared, gives you some information about the book, helps you learn how to trade those signals that we discussed and that are forming. Remember, 10 o'clock tonight, come join us and tell your Forex friends too that we will be looking at the potential new sell signal in the British pound US dollar shaping up, and we'll have some levels for you. We'll have targets for you. We'll have the stop levels. how to manage the trade, and information like that. And all of that too you can learn about if you read the book High Probable Japanese Candlestick Patterns. And from this page you can either buy it, you can share it with your friends like here, blah blah blah. We would appreciate it if you would take a moment to do that. And should you read it, please leave a review. And then here's a preview where you can start out reading chapter 1 and see what we get into. And from underneath here you can join our mailing list, and also if you want to you can also sign up for NinjaTrader for free to use that platform and lock in a lot of your analysis and keep it so you don't have to redo it every day. So with that being said, I want to thank you all very much for your time today. Remember, we have the 10 p.m. analysis today, Central Standard Time. Come join us. We'll be talking about that British pound US dollar sell signal. Once again, subscribe to our YouTube channel or our Twitch channel, Forex Trading Unlocked. And also check out the book High Probable Japanese Candlestick Patterns, available on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle versions. For those of you that did not ask any questions in the chat or catch our video later, please leave comments, even criticisms too, for our videos on Twitch and also on YouTube. We will respond to them and get back to you, and we also may incorporate them in our next video. So since we do not have any more questions, one more look around here on YouTube, we are good. Twitch, there's no more questions. All right, guys, once again, thank you very much. We'll see you guys at 10 p.m.